Imagine waking up every day feeling completely at peace, no matter what challenges lie ahead. Imagine carrying a calm mind that is never disturbed by anger, fear, or sadness. Imagine having the power to understand yourself deeply and the world around you with clarity. What if this was not just a dream, but a real possibility that anyone can achieve? This is the promise hidden in the timeless teachings of Buddha, a path that leads to true freedom and happiness. Have you ever wondered why, even when everything seems to be going well, something inside still feels unsettled? Why do people often feel trapped in their own minds? Or why is it so hard to stay calm when life throws difficulties at us? These questions have puzzled humanity for thousands of years. Buddha's lessons offer simple answers, not through complicated rituals or beliefs, but through practical wisdom anyone can apply. Think of a busy street filled with rushing people. Each person is caught in their own thoughts, worries, and struggles, yet all seem to seek happiness and peace. Buddha saw this clearly and taught a way to find that peace no matter where you are or what you face. His lessons are like a gentle light guiding us out of confusion and pain. Welcome to Wisdom Writings, a place where timeless truths meet everyday life. Here, we explore the best lessons from Buddha to help you find calm, clarity, and compassion in your own journey. If you want to transform your life with simple yet powerful ideas, stay with us till the end. And remember, to support this journey, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need these teachings. Also, please drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. And if you want to stay positive and connected with this wisdom, comment Namo Buddhaya, a reminder of the Buddha's peace and light that can guide you through the toughest days. Buddha's teachings begin with a simple but powerful observation. Life is often filled with suffering. This suffering is not just pain or sadness, but a deep sense of dissatisfaction that many feel inside. Understanding this is the first step toward change. Buddha did not want his followers to believe blindly. He asked them to see clearly, to watch their own minds and feelings, and to learn from experience. In this first part, we start a journey into the heart of Buddha's wisdom. It is a journey to see things as they really are, without illusions, without false hopes. It is a path to waking up, to becoming truly alive in every moment. And the best part? Anyone can walk this path, no matter who they are or where they come from. So, as you listen, open your mind gently. Let the questions and ideas settle inside. The lessons ahead are not about religion or rituals, but about practical ways to live with peace, love, and understanding. Let this be the start of a new way of seeing yourself and the world. The journey begins now. Imagine sitting quietly by a still lake. The water looks calm, but beneath the surface, small ripples move and change all the time. This is much like life. On the outside, things may appear peaceful, but inside, there's often a restless movement, a feeling of discomfort, worry, or sadness that does not easily go away. This feeling is what the Buddha called dukkha. It means suffering, but is much more than just pain or sadness. It is the deep sense that something is not quite right. It is the tension we feel when things do not go as we wish, when we want happiness but find only momentary relief. It is the subtle dissatisfaction that follows us even in good times. Many people try to run away from this feeling. They look for pleasure, success, or recognition, hoping these will fill the emptiness inside. But no matter how much they gain, the feeling returns. This is because suffering is part of life, like the changing seasons or the rising and setting of the sun. It cannot be completely avoided. The Zen master would say that to truly understand suffering, one must look at it clearly, without fear or denial. To see it as it is, like watching the ripples on the water without trying to stop them. When we do this, we realize that suffering is not punishment or bad luck. It is a natural sign that we are alive, that we care, and that we are connected to the world around us. The Buddha did not teach us to be unhappy or to accept pain without hope. Instead, he showed a path to understand suffering deeply and to find freedom from it. This freedom does not come by escaping suffering, but by changing our relationship with it. Ask yourself, why do we suffer? Is it because of things outside us, or is it because of the way we react inside? When someone says something hurtful, why do we feel pain? Is it the words themselves, or is it our attachment to how we want things to be? Often, suffering comes from our strong desires, wanting things to be different, wanting to hold on to what is pleasant, or pushing away what is unpleasant. Think about a child holding a favorite toy. When the toy breaks or is taken away, the child cries. The pain is real because the child is deeply attached to the toy. But what if the child could understand that the toy is only temporary? What if the child could find joy without clinging to things that change? This is the kind of wisdom the Buddha offers. It is not easy to accept suffering. Our mind wants comfort and certainty. But the Zen master teaches that by facing suffering with calm and awareness, we begin to see it differently. Instead of fighting the ripples on the lake, we learn to flow with them. In this flowing, there's a special kind of peace. It is not the peace of avoiding problems, but the peace of meeting life fully, with all its ups and downs. When we meet suffering this way, it no longer controls us. It becomes a teacher, guiding us to live with greater compassion and understanding. Compassion grows when we see that suffering is not only our own, but belongs to all beings. Everyone experiences pain, loss, and change. When we remember this, we feel connected, not alone. We begin to treat ourselves and others with kindness, knowing that life is difficult for everyone. The Buddha's lesson about suffering is a reminder that the heart of life includes both joy and pain. Neither lasts forever. Both come and go, like the waves on a shore. To suffer less, we must loosen the grip of desire and learn to accept life as it is. This acceptance does not mean giving up or being passive. It means waking up to reality and finding strength in it. It means understanding that pain and happiness are two sides of the same coin. When a Zen master looks at suffering, he sees an opportunity. It is a chance to grow wise, to develop patience, and to discover a deeper happiness that does not depend on outside conditions. This happiness is steady and quiet, like the clear water beneath the ripples. So, if you feel pain or discomfort today, do not push it away or pretend it is not there. Sit with it gently, like a friend who needs your attention. Watch it with kind eyes and learn its message. The Buddha's teachings invite us to be brave in this way, to face suffering honestly and to use it as a path to awakening. It is not a quick or easy road, but it is the most real and lasting way to peace. Remember, suffering is not your enemy. It is part of being alive. When you stop running from it, you find freedom beyond suffering. And this freedom brings a joy that no one can take away. Imagine a leaf on a tree. It starts as a tiny bud, grows green and strong, then slowly changes color as the seasons shift, finally falling to the ground and disappearing. This leaf does not stay the same. It changes and moves through different stages, always in motion. This is the way of all things. Nothing stays fixed or permanent. In life, people often cling to things as if they will last forever. They want to hold on to youth, health, happiness, or even their possessions. But the truth is, everything changes. Our bodies grow older, feelings come and go, and the world around us shifts in ways we cannot control. This natural flow is called impermanence, or anicca in the language Buddha used. When you understand impermanence deeply, it changes how you see everything. You stop fighting the flow of life and begin to move with it. You learn to accept that change is not an enemy, but a friend, guiding you toward growth and freedom. Think about your own experiences. Have you ever noticed how a happy moment cannot last forever? Maybe a joyful event feels bright for a while, but eventually fades. Or perhaps pain that seemed unbearable slowly softens and passes. This is the truth Buddha pointed to. Everything is in constant flux. Holding tightly to what is changing only causes suffering. When you try to freeze a moment in time, to keep it exactly as it is, you set yourself up for frustration. Because the world is like water, always flowing. You cannot stop the river, but you can learn to float on it. The Zen way teaches us to observe this flow without judgment. Watch your thoughts, emotions, and sensations come and go, like clouds passing through the sky. When you realize that all things are temporary, you find a new kind of peace, one that is not dependent on anything lasting forever. Impermanence also brings clarity about what really matters. Since everything is changing, why waste time on anger, fear, or sadness? These feelings, too, are not fixed. They arise and fade like waves. Instead, focus on what is alive right now, this moment, this breath. Sometimes, knowing that things won't stay the same can be frightening. Loss can hurt deeply, but the Buddhist teaching does not ask you to deny pain. It asks you to see it clearly, to understand its place in the flow of life. When you accept pain as part of change, it loses its power to trap you. In the same way, joy is precious because it is fleeting. This makes every smile, every kind word, every moment of peace more meaningful. You learn to cherish the present without clinging, allowing happiness to fill you without fear. This awareness changes your relationship with the world. You begin to appreciate beauty in small things, a flower blooming, a child's laughter, the warmth of the sun. These moments do not last, but their passing makes them all the more precious. Impermanence also frees you from fear of the future. Since nothing is fixed, the future is always open, always changing. This means you're not trapped by past mistakes or worries. You can choose new thoughts, new actions, new directions right now. To live with this understanding is to live lightly. You carry less burden because you do not cling to things that must change. Your heart becomes like the sky, vast and open, able to hold all weather, all seasons. Buddha taught this not just as a theory, but as a lived experience. He showed that by deeply knowing impermanence, one can wake up from the illusion of permanence that causes suffering. This waking up is freedom, freedom from attachment, from fear, from endless wanting. As you walk this path, you may find yourself surprised by how much lighter life feels. You become more patient with yourself and others, knowing that all are moving through change. You become more gentle, more kind, because you understand that suffering is part of the natural flow. This does not mean you become passive or careless. Rather, you live fully, embracing each moment with open eyes and open heart. You do what needs to be done, but without the heavy weight of grasping or resisting. In meditation, this understanding of impermanence becomes clear. When you watch your breath, you see it come and go. Thoughts arise and disappear. Emotions flow like rivers. Nothing stays the same for even a moment. And in this, you find a quiet joy. The Zen master invites you to practice this seeing every day. Notice the small changes around you, the shifting light, the sounds that come and go, the feelings inside your body. Let your mind be like water, flowing freely and without blockages. You may find that as you live with this awareness, your fears soften. The grip of anxiety loosens because you know everything changes. Even hard times are temporary, and this knowledge gives strength to endure. It also opens your heart to gratitude. You learn to say thank you to life itself for the chance to experience its beauty and its challenge. You no longer take things for granted because you see how precious and fragile everything is. The lesson of impermanence is a call to wakefulness. It asks you to live awake, to be fully present here and now, to hold lightly what you love, and to accept what comes with grace. This is the path of the Buddha, not to cling, but to flow, not to resist, but to accept, not to fear, but to understand. In this way, the river of life carries you gently toward peace. Remember, everything you see, feel, and think is changing. This is the only truth that never changes. By embracing this truth, you begin to see the world as it really is, and that is the first step to freedom. The illusion of self, understanding anatta. Listen carefully. There is something you think you know very well, yourself. You say, I am this, I am that. But what if I tell you that what you call I is not what you think it is? This idea, taught by Buddha, is called anatta, the meaning that there is no permanent, unchanging self. It sounds strange at first. How can there be no I? Yet, when you look deeply, you will begin to see. Imagine a river. You call it by one name, but the water flowing through it is never the same. It is always changing. If you try to grab the water, it slips through your fingers. So too, the self you cling to is like that flowing river, always changing, never fixed. Our minds are filled with stories about who we are. These stories tell us we're defined by our past, by what we own, by what others think, or by our appearance. But these are all labels, not the real you. The real you is not a thing you can hold on to. It is a process, a flow of thoughts, feelings, memories, and senses that keep changing every moment. Think about your feelings. One moment you feel happy, the next sad. You may think, that is just me. But actually, happiness and sadness come and go. They're like clouds passing through the sky of your mind. The sky itself remains, but the clouds are always changing shape. The self is like the sky. It is not the clouds. Many suffer because they believe in a fixed self. They say, I am angry, I am smart, I am poor, or I am weak. These words build walls around the mind. They trap people in ideas that are not true. The truth is there is no I that is always angry or always smart. These feelings and traits arise and pass away. When you see this clearly, a great freedom comes. You are no longer bound by the chains of self-identity. You realize that suffering arises from holding tightly to the idea of a permanent self. When things change, and they always do, we suffer because we want to protect that I. But if you understand anatta, you learn to let go. This is not easy. The mind resists. It wants to feel safe. It wants to know who it is. But the safety of a fixed self is an illusion. The real safety is in accepting change and flow. The real peace comes from knowing there is no fixed I to protect. Buddha taught that the self is made of 5 parts: body, feelings, perceptions, mental habits, and consciousness. These are called the 5 aggregates. But none of these parts alone, nor all together, make a permanent self. They're like parts of a wave, ever-changing, moving, never solid. Try this now. Sit quietly and watch your thoughts. Notice how they come and go. You are not your thoughts. You are the watcher of thoughts. This simple practice begins to show the truth of anatta. The I you think you are is just a passing story, not the unchanging reality. When you grasp this truth deeply, compassion grows naturally. Why? Because you see that others are just like you, changing, uncertain, and searching for peace. When you realize the self is an illusion, you stop seeing yourself as separate or better than others. You begin to live with kindness and understanding. This insight also helps in daily life. When you feel hurt or insulted, you remember, that is not really me being attacked. The I hold on to is not real. This reduces anger and fear. You find space to respond with calmness. Yet, understanding anatta is not just an idea to think about. It is a living experience. It unfolds when you meditate, when you pause and watch your mind, when you face life's ups and downs without clinging. The more you practice, the more the illusion fades. It is like waking from a deep dream. In a dream, you believe you are a fixed self, trapped in struggles and stories. When you wake, you see the truth. The self was a story all along. This awakening is the heart of Buddha's teaching. So do not hold too tightly to who you think you are. Be curious, be open. Notice how your thoughts, feelings, and body are always changing. Let the idea of I soften and dissolve like morning mist under the sun. Remember, the self is not lost when you see it is an illusion. Instead, you find a greater freedom, a life lived fully in the moment, without the chains of fixed identity. You discover who you really are, beyond words, beyond stories. This truth is gentle but powerful. It frees the heart from fear and pride, from anger and sadness. It allows you to meet yourself and others with true kindness. This is the teaching of anatta, the gift of seeing clearly that the I you hold on to is like a shadow, always moving, never fixed. When you understand this, you step closer to peace, to freedom, to enlightenment. Walk this path gently. Do not rush. Let each moment reveal the truth bit by bit. The illusion of self fades in its own time, and with it comes a quiet joy that no one can take away. The Master sits quietly, eyes calm and steady, as the gentle breeze moves through the leaves. He begins to speak softly, as if inviting the listener to lean in closer, to hear what the world has whispered for thousands of years. Listen carefully, he says, for the teaching I share now is like a lantern in the dark. It is simple, yet profound. It is the path to understanding why we suffer and how to free ourselves from that suffering. You see, life is not always easy. Everyone, at some point, experiences pain, loss, disappointment, or fear. This is natural. The Buddha named this experience dukkha, which means suffering, but also dissatisfaction or unease. It is the feeling that something is not quite right, even when all seems well. The Master pauses, allowing the weight of this truth to settle. But suffering is not a punishment or a curse. It is a signal, a teacher that shows us where we are caught in illusion and attachment. He continues, the first truth is that suffering exists. We cannot deny it. To pretend it does not exist is to live in a fragile dream. The Buddha invites us to see suffering clearly, with open eyes and an open heart. Why do we suffer? The Master asks softly, as if speaking to the question itself. This is the second truth. We suffer because we cling. We grasp at things we want to keep, pleasure, success, even life itself. We resist what we dislike, pain, loss, change. This clinging creates tension inside us. It creates dissatisfaction because nothing in this world is permanent. The Master's voice deepens with compassion. The truth is, everything changes. Flowers bloom, then wither. Rivers flow and never stop. Our own bodies and minds are in constant change. When we hold tightly to what we want to stay the same, we cause suffering for ourselves. You let silence fall for a moment before speaking again. But there is hope. This leads to the third truth, that there is a way to end suffering. If suffering arises from clinging, then by letting go, by releasing attachment, we can find peace. Letting go does not mean giving up or becoming cold. It means understanding deeply that life flows like water. We learn to move with it, not against it. We learn to accept change and to rest in the present moment, free from grasping. The Master's eyes shine with quiet joy. The fourth truth is the path, a way of living that leads to the end of suffering. This path is gentle, balanced, and wise. It guides us to see clearly, to act kindly, and to live mindfully. He smiles and says, the path is not a race or a test. It is a daily practice, a way of being. It teaches us how to think, how to speak, and how to behave so that our actions bring peace to ourselves and others. You begin with understanding, then move to intention, speech, and action. You learn to live with effort, but without harshness. You cultivate mindfulness, a clear awareness of each moment, and develop concentration, the power to focus the mind. The Master's voice grows softer, inviting the listener inward. When you walk this path, you are no longer driven by desire or fear. Instead, you live with compassion for all beings, with wisdom that sees beyond the surface. He pauses and then adds, this teaching is not just for monks or wise ones. It is for every person, for you and for me. No matter where you start, the path is open. Each step you take with honesty and care brings you closer to freedom. You may wonder, how do I begin? Begin simply. Observe your own mind. Notice when suffering arises. Notice how you hold on or push away. Then try to relax that grasping. Breathe deeply. Be patient with yourself. The Master's voice is like a calm river flowing steadily. Do not be discouraged if the old habits remain. Change takes time. Each moment of awareness is a victory. Each breath of peace is a seed planted. He leans forward slightly and says, remember, suffering is part of life, but it does not have to control you. When you understand the Four Noble Truths deeply, you see that suffering has a cause, and that cause can be removed. Freedom is possible. Peace is possible. It is here now, waiting inside you. The Master sits back, his words hanging softly in the air, like the scent of a quiet garden. The teaching is clear, yet it calls for reflection and practice. You do not need to believe these words, he says. Try them for yourself. Watch how your mind reacts. See if the path brings more peace and understanding. He closes gently. This is the heart of the Buddha's teaching, to wake up from confusion, to live with wisdom, and to end suffering by following the path laid before us. In this silence that follows, the listener feels a shift, a gentle opening, a soft light beginning to shine inside. The path to true peace and freedom is not hidden far away. It is close, always within reach. The Buddha showed us this path clearly, a path that anyone can follow step by step. This path is called the Noble Eightfold Path. It is not a difficult path filled with rules. Instead, it is a simple way to live wisely and kindly, to awaken the heart and calm the mind. When you walk this path, you walk with care. Each step matters, and each step leads you closer to understanding yourself and the world as they truly are. The Buddha said that to end suffering, we must change how we live, how we think, and how we act. This change is not sudden or forced. It grows slowly, like a small seed becoming a strong tree. The first step on this path is right view. To walk this step is to see clearly. It means to understand that life is not always perfect, that pain and joy come and go, and that nothing lasts forever. When you see this, you stop fighting against life. You begin to accept things as they are. This doesn't mean you give up hope or stop trying to be happy. It means you start to understand what truly brings peace. Next is right intention. This step is about what lives in your heart, your thoughts, your wishes, your hopes. Right intention means wishing well for yourself and others, letting go of harmful desires like anger, greed, or hatred. When your mind is kind and gentle, your actions naturally follow in the same way. Then comes right speech. Words hold great power. They can heal or hurt, connect or divide. Right speech teaches us to speak truthfully, kindly, and carefully, to avoid gossip, lies, or harsh words that bring pain. When your words are honest and gentle, you create peace not just around you, but also inside yourself. Right action is the step that guides how we behave. It asks us to act with respect for life and for others, to avoid harm, to be honest, and to help those in need. Every simple choice, not stealing, not harming, being truthful, builds a foundation of peace in your life. Right livelihood follows. This step reminds us that the work we do should not cause harm. Our way of earning should be honest and fair. When we live with integrity, our hearts feel free from guilt and fear. We can work with a clear mind and open heart. Then comes right effort. This step is about how we try. It means gently but firmly working to bring good thoughts and habits into our lives, while letting go of harmful ones. It is not about forcing ourselves harshly, but about steady care and kindness toward ourselves. When effort is balanced, the mind grows calm and strong. Right mindfulness is a key step on the path. It is the practice of being fully present in each moment, to watch our thoughts, feelings, and actions without judgment. Mindfulness allows us to see clearly what is happening inside and around us. When we are mindful, we do not get lost in worries about the past or future. We live in the here and now, where life truly unfolds. Finally, right concentration brings the mind to one point of calm. It is the ability to focus deeply, like a clear, still lake. Through concentration, the mind becomes steady and peaceful. It is this calmness that allows us to see the truth beyond our usual thoughts and fears. Together, these 8 steps support one another, like the spokes of a wheel. None stands alone. If one is weak, the whole struggles to turn smoothly. But when all 8 are practiced together, they bring harmony, balance, and awakening. Walking the Noble Eightfold Path is not about being perfect. It is about gentle effort and awareness. Sometimes you will stumble, lose balance, or forget step. This is natural. The path invites patience with yourself and others. It is a lifelong journey of learning and growing. This path also teaches something important: balance. It is called the middle way because it avoids extremes. Not too harsh, not too easy, not too strict, not careless. It encourages us to find harmony between discipline and freedom, between effort and rest. The Buddha's path is a guide to living well. It shows how to find peace inside, no matter what happens outside. It teaches that peace is not something to chase after in distant places or through possessions. It is found in how we see, think, speak, and act each day. As you walk this path, you begin to notice a deep calm growing inside. The rush of worries slows down. Anger softens. Joy becomes more steady, not fleeting. You start to see yourself and others with kindness and understanding. The path leads to a heart that is open and free. This freedom is not about escaping life. It is about embracing it fully, with clear eyes and a gentle heart. The Noble Eightfold Path is the way to this freedom, step by step, moment by moment. When doubts arise, remember the Buddha's teaching that change is possible. Every moment gives a chance to return to the path, to take one more step toward peace. There is no need to rush or force. Just continue with patience, kindness, and steady effort. In the quiet practice of this path, the mind learns to rest. It becomes a clear mirror reflecting the truth without distortion. The heart opens like a flower blooming slowly in the sun. This is the gift of walking the Noble Eightfold Path. You don't need to be perfect or have all the answers. Just begin where you are. Begin with one step, to see clearly, to wish well, to speak kindly, to act with care. Each step leads naturally to the next. The path is alive in every moment. When you wake up in the morning, take a breath and remember, you are walking a sacred way. With every choice, every thought, every word, you are shaping your life and your peace. There's no place to go but forward. The path is always before you, waiting patiently. You do not walk alone. The wisdom of Buddha and the love of all beings walk with you. This path is the heart of his teaching, a way to live fully, kindly, and freely. It is simple, yet profound. It is gentle, yet powerful. Walk it with an open heart and a calm mind. Step by step, moment by moment. Imagine a single breath, just one breath. Feel it as it enters your body, slowly filling your lungs. Notice the gentle rise of your chest. Feel the air as it moves out, soft and steady. This breath is all you have in this moment. Nothing else matters right now. In our busy lives, we often forget this simple truth. We rush from one thing to another, thinking about the past or worrying about the future. Our minds are noisy, full of endless thoughts, like leaves swirling in the wind. But Buddha taught that true peace comes when we return to the present, to the here and now. To be mindful means to pay attention to what is happening in this moment, without judgment or distraction. It is like watching a clear lake. When the water is still, you see the reflection of the sky perfectly. But if the water is stirred by wind or thrown stones, the reflection becomes blurry and unclear. Our minds are the same. When we are mindful, the mind is calm and clear. Being present is not just about quiet moments in meditation. It is about living fully in every action. When you wash the dishes, wash the dishes. When you eat, eat. When you walk, walk. Notice the taste, the touch, the sound, the smell. These simple acts become a meditation, a way to touch the sacredness of life. The Zen master often says, to do one thing at a time, fully, is to open the door to peace. This is not always easy. The mind loves to wander, to plan, to judge. But with gentle patience, we learn to bring it back. Like training a puppy, sometimes the mind runs off, but we softly call it home again. Mindfulness helps us see clearly what is happening inside. When anger rises, we notice it before it takes over. When fear whispers in the heart, we recognize it without running away. This awareness gives us choice. Instead of reacting blindly, we respond with calm and wisdom. Many believe that mindfulness is about stopping thoughts. But Buddha did not say to empty the mind. He taught us to watch thoughts come and go, like clouds passing through the sky. We do not hold on to them or push them away. We simply observe, and in doing so, we find freedom. When you sit quietly and watch your breath, you may notice many feelings and stories arise. This is normal. Do not fight them. Let them pass gently. Each moment is a new beginning, a chance to start fresh. Living in the present also means accepting what is. Not fighting reality, but meeting it with open arms. Life will bring pain and joy, loss and gain. When we resist, we suffer more. When we accept, we find peace even in hard times. The Zen master often reminds us, peace is not the absence of storms, but the calm within. Mindfulness teaches us to be that calm center, unshaken by life's waves. In everyday life, practicing presence can transform even the smallest moments. When talking with a friend, listen fully without planning a reply. When working, give your full attention to the task. When resting, simply be at rest without distraction. This practice also deepens our connection with others. When we are truly present, we see people as they are, not through the filter of our thoughts and judgments. Compassion grows naturally in this space. Sometimes, being present is difficult. The mind clings to worries about the future or regrets about the past. In these moments, returning to the breath is like finding a steady anchor. The breath is always here, always now, guiding us back to life. The Zen master teaches that mindfulness is not a special skill for monks or wise people only. It is for everyone at every moment. It is as natural as the sun rising each day. You may try this now. Close your eyes gently and take a deep breath. Feel the air moving in and out. Notice the sound around you, the feeling of your body, sitting or standing. You are alive. You are here. This moment is your home. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to live with presence. You begin to see the beauty in ordinary things, a flower blooming, the smile of a child, the sound of rain. Life becomes richer and fuller. Mindfulness also helps us understand the nature of our mind. We see how thoughts and feelings arise, how they change. We learn not to be controlled by them, but to watch them with kindness. Buddha's teachings remind us that this moment is all we really have. The past is gone, the future not yet here. By living fully now, we find true freedom. The Zen master's words are simple but deep. Walk as if you're kissing the earth with your feet. Every step, every breath is a chance to awaken. This practice is not about escaping life, but embracing it. With mindfulness, even pain can become a teacher. We learn patience, acceptance, and love. When the mind is present, it is peaceful. When the mind is peaceful, life flows naturally. Problems seem smaller, joys feel greater. So, bring your attention back again and again to the now. When you feel distracted, smile gently and return. This is the way of mindfulness. Remember, this is not a race or a task to finish. It is a gentle journey, one breath at a time. Buddha's gift to the world is this: the power to live fully, to be awake in the moment. This power is inside you now, waiting to be discovered. Let each breath be a step on the path to peace. Let each moment be a chance to awaken. In this simple presence, you find yourself. In this simple presence, you find life. Imagine a world where every person's heart is full of kindness, not just for themselves, but for everyone around them. A world where anger melts away, replaced by a gentle warmth that reaches even those who have hurt us. This is the essence of what the Buddha taught with loving kindness, or metta, a simple, powerful way to open the heart and find true peace. Loving kindness is not something distant or mysterious. It is a natural feeling that lives inside each one of us. Sometimes it gets buried beneath fear, jealousy, or pain. But when we practice metta, we bring it back to life. We learn to look at ourselves and others with kindness, as if we are caring for a dear friend. It starts with small moments, wishing well to ourselves, and then extending that wish to the people around us. The Zen master often says, to love others, first learn to love yourself. This does not mean selfishness or pride. It means recognizing your own value, your own pain, and treating yourself gently. When we hold ourselves with kindness, it becomes easier to hold others the same way. Imagine a cup filled with water. If the cup is cracked or broken, the water spills out. But when the cup is whole and steady, it can hold water calmly and fully. Your heart is like that cup. Take care of it first, and then you can share kindness with the world. Many people believe loving kindness is only for those who are close to us, family, friends, or those who treat us well. But Buddha taught us to extend this kindness beyond the familiar. What about the person who has caused you pain? The stranger you don't know? The one who seems different or difficult? Practicing metta means including them in our circle of kindness. It does not mean we accept harmful behavior or pretend pain doesn't exist. Instead, it means recognizing the suffering behind every action and responding with compassion. Think about how often anger or hatred arises. It is like a fire burning inside us, consuming our energy and peace. When we practice loving kindness, we pour water on that fire. We don't feed it with more anger or resentment. Instead, we offer understanding and patience. This does not happen overnight. It is a slow, gentle process like tending a garden. Each moment of kindness, each wish for peace, is a seed planted in the soil of our hearts. The practice of metta can start simply. Close your eyes for a moment and silently say to yourself, "May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be peaceful." Feel those words deeply, as if you are truly wishing well to yourself. Then, slowly extend those wishes to someone you love. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. Next, include a neutral person, someone you see often but don't know well, and then someone you find difficult. Finally, extend loving kindness to all beings everywhere. When this practice is done regularly, it changes how we see the world. The walls between me and you begin to dissolve. We realize that all beings desire happiness and want to avoid suffering. This awareness opens the door to empathy and connection. Compassion becomes not just an idea, but a way of life. In the daily flow of life, loving kindness has many forms. It could be as simple as a smile to a stranger, a kind word to a coworker, or patience with a family member who is struggling. It is in the quiet moments when we listen deeply to someone's pain without judgment. It is in forgiving ourselves when we make mistakes. The Zen master reminds us that these small acts are powerful, like drops of water filling a bowl. They build a heart that overflows with love. Sometimes, practicing loving kindness feels hard. The world can seem cruel, and people can disappoint us. But this is exactly why metta is so important. It is not a denial of suffering, but a way to face it with courage and softness. When we respond to pain with kindness, we heal not only others, but ourselves. The heart grows stronger and more open. Imagine the Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree, reaching a deep understanding of suffering and compassion. He did not separate enlightenment from loving kindness. They are one and the same. Wisdom without compassion is cold and distant. Compassion without wisdom can be lost or overwhelmed. Together, they guide us on the path. The Zen master teaches that loving kindness is like the sun. It shines equally on all beings, without discrimination or preference. When we practice metta, we become a source of light for ourselves and those around us. Our hearts open wider, and the world feels less lonely. In moments of quiet meditation, return to the feeling of loving kindness. Let it fill your body and mind. Notice how it softens tension and fear. This simple practice, repeated again and again, transforms the way we live. As you walk your path, remember that every act of kindness counts. Even when the world seems dark, your small light of loving kindness can brighten someone's day. The ripple of compassion spreads far beyond what we can see. So, carry this teaching with you. Loving kindness is the heart's true strength. It is the bridge between self and others. It is the path to peace in a restless world. The Zen Master invites you to try. Begin now in this moment. Wish yourself well. Wish the world well. With each breath, open your heart a little more. You will find that kindness is not just a feeling, but a way of being. And in that being, you touch the essence of Buddha's timeless wisdom, karma and intention, the seeds we sow. Sit down for a moment. Breathe slowly. Let the noise of the world pause. Let your thoughts become soft, like leaves falling gently to the ground. Now listen carefully. In life, nothing happens without a cause. A smile, a tear, a success, a failure. All are part of a web woven by the actions we take and the intentions we carry in our hearts. This is what Buddha saw. This is what he taught. It is called karma. But karma is not about punishment. It is not about fear. It is not something chasing you from a past life or a cloud hanging over your future. Karma, in its purest truth, is simply action. Karma is what we do, what we say, and what we think. It is the seed we plant with every choice. And just like seeds, every action grows into something. Some grow quickly, some take time, but none are lost. The smile you gave to someone in pain, that is a seed. The anger you threw at someone who made a mistake, that too is a seed. Whether sweet or bitter, soft or sharp, each one will bloom into your future. So the question is not, will karma come back to me? The real question is, what kind of garden am I growing with my actions today? Most people think karma is fate, but that's not true. Karma is freedom. Karma means that we are not trapped. We are not powerless. Every moment, we have the chance to plant a better seed. Every moment, we are shaping the life that comes next. Even small actions matter. You see, when a farmer walks across his land, he doesn't always notice the tiny seeds falling from his hand. But months later, the field is full of plants, some healing, some harmful. Life works the same way. Every word you speak, every choice you make, even when no one is watching, it is falling into the soil of your future. Buddha taught that intention is the root of karma. This means the heart behind the action is just as important as the action itself. A kind word spoken with love brings peace. But a kind word spoken with pride or for praise may grow into something hollow. That is why mindfulness is so important. We must watch our intentions as we act, not to judge ourselves harshly, but to guide ourselves gently, like a parent guiding a child. Why am I doing this? What am I hoping for? These are questions that show us the shape of our seeds. You may have done things in the past that you regret. That's okay. Buddha never said we must be perfect. He only said we must be awake. Awake enough to see what we are doing. Awake enough to choose again. Even the heaviest karma can be changed, not by erasing the past, but by planting new seeds in the present. A tree that leans to one side can be balanced if you grow another beside it. Your life can be balanced too, one mindful action at a time. Some people think karma is instant, that if they do something good today, a reward will come tomorrow. But nature doesn't rush. The rain falls, the sun shines, the soil holds the seed quietly for a long time. And one day, a sprout appears. So don't act kindly just to be rewarded. Act kindly because kindness is its own reward. Act with compassion because it brings peace to your own heart first. This is the deeper secret of karma. The life you give to others is the life you give to yourself. There's also karma in our thoughts. Even when you say nothing, your inner world is shaping your outer one. Anger held in the mind becomes anger in the face. Fear stored in the heart becomes hesitation in your steps. But the same is true for love. Love in the mind becomes peace in your eyes. Hope in your heart becomes strength in your voice. So take care of your thoughts. Feed them gently. Speak to yourself with kindness. Because your mind is not just where you think. It is where you live. Do not be afraid of karma. Do not try to run from it. Karma is not an enemy. It is a mirror. It shows us what we are creating. If we don't like what we see, we don't need to break the mirror. We just need to create something new. And do not lose heart if change is slow. Even the tallest bamboo was once a hidden root in the dark earth. Growth is quiet. Transformation is patient. But always happens if we stay true to the path. You're not too late to start again. You're not too broken to build something beautiful. The seed does not need to be perfect. It only needs to be planted with care. So, before this day ends, take a moment to ask yourself, what am I planting with my words? What am I growing with my choices? What kind of world will bloom from the way I treat others and the way I treat myself? Walk gently. Speak with purpose. Act with love. This is the path Buddha showed. A path where karma is not a chain that binds, but a light that guides. And the best part is, the garden you grow with care will not only bring you peace. It will offer shade, fruit, and beauty to everyone who passes by. Letting go in non-attachment, freedom through release. Come closer, sit quietly for a while. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breathing become soft. I'm not here to tell you something new. I'm only here to remind you of what you already know deep within your heart. We all carry so much. Thoughts, worries, hopes, memories, expectations. They pile up like stones in a bag on our backs. We walk through life tired, even when nothing around us is heavy. The weight is inside, not in the world, but in the grasping of the world. Letting go is not giving up. That is not what Buddha taught. Letting go is not turning away from life. It is living fully, but without holding so tightly. It is loving deeply, but without clinging. It is caring, but not controlling. You see, suffering is not in the thing itself. It is in the attachment, the wanting, the needing it to be a certain way. When something goes wrong, we suffer because we expected it to go right. When someone leaves, we suffer because we thought they would stay. When life changes, we suffer because we hoped it would remain the same. But life is never still. It moves like the wind. It flows like water. When we try to freeze it, to hold it still, we feel pain, because we are going against the natural way. Buddha called this upadana, clinging, grasping attachment, and he showed us that the only way to find peace is to release. Letting go does not mean you stop feeling. It means you feel everything: joy, sadness, love, loss, but you let it pass through you. Like clouds passing through the sky. You don't hold a cloud. You don't chase it. You simply watch it come and watch it go. A person once asked me, "Master, how do I let go of something that hurts so much?" I told them, you are holding on with both hands. First, notice that you are holding. Then, gently loosen the grip. It takes time, but the fingers of the heart can open slowly. That is the path. Buddha himself let go of everything: his palace, his riches, his titles, his comforts. Not because he hated them, but because he saw they could not give him lasting peace. He went into the forest, not to escape the world, but to find its truth. And in that quiet, he found freedom. Letting go is not a single act. It is a practice. We let go again and again. We let go of anger. We let go of fear. We let go of the idea that life must go as we planned. We even let go of who we think we are. Each time we release, something becomes lighter inside. And in this letting go, something beautiful happens. Space opens up. Peace begins to grow. You start to breathe more freely. The mind becomes still. The heart becomes gentle. You no longer chase happiness outside of you. You begin to find it inside. Someone once held a cup of tea so tightly that the cup shattered. "Why did it break?" they asked. "Because you held it too tight," I said. That's how it is with people, dreams, even our own thoughts. Hold too tightly and things crack. Hold gently and they stay for as long as they must. Non-attachment does not mean coldness. It means warmth without fear. It means loving someone without needing them to complete you. It means enjoying beauty without fearing its end. It means being in the world but not bound by it. We all lose things. People change. Days pass. Bodies age. The sooner we learn to flow with change, the less we suffer. That is the wisdom Buddha offered. Not to fight the river, but to learn how to float. When pain comes, observe it. Don't push it away. Don't cling to it either. Just be with it. Watch how it rises. Watch how it falls. Nothing stays. Everything moves. That is both the truth and the relief. We are not told to become empty. We are taught to become clear, like a still pond that reflects everything, but holds nothing. This clarity allows us to see things as they truly are, changing, temporary, alive. In your life, notice what you are holding too tightly. A regret? An old story? A person? An idea of who you should be? Now, gently ask yourself, can I soften my grip? Even just a little? That small opening is the start of great peace. Letting go is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the doorway to freedom. You do not become less by releasing. You become more open, more alive, more present. So as you walk forward from here, remember, the sky never holds the clouds, yet it is never empty. In the same way, your heart can let go and still be full. This is what Buddha saw under the Bodhi tree. That freedom is not far away. It is in every breath, in every step, in every moment where you choose to release instead of grasp. That is the beginning of awakening. Let us walk that path gently, mindfully, one breath at a time. Imagine a river flowing gently between two banks. If the river strays too far to one side, it might crash into rocks and cause damage. If it leans too far to the other, it might dry up or lose its way. But when the river flows balanced, steady, and true, it moves forward smoothly and powerfully, nourishing everything around it. This image is what the Buddha called the middle way, a path of balance and harmony in life. Long ago, the Buddha himself tried living in extremes. At one time, he gave himself up to intense self-denial, believing that by punishing his body, he would reach enlightenment. He lived with little food, harsh discipline, and extreme solitude. Yet this only left him weak, tired, and no closer to understanding. Later, he turned to a life of indulgence, enjoying all pleasures without restraint. But this too brought no lasting peace, only more confusion and dissatisfaction. Through this experience, the Buddha discovered that neither extreme leads to true happiness or wisdom. The answer is a path between these extremes, the middle way. This way does not reject pleasure or discipline, but invites a mindful, thoughtful approach to everything we do. It asks us to find balance, not by avoiding life, but by embracing it fully without being overwhelmed. The middle way teaches us that life is not about all or nothing. It is not about being perfect or completely free. Instead, it is about walking gently, step by step, with awareness and care. It shows us how to listen deeply to ourselves and the world, to know when to act and when to rest, when to speak and when to be silent. Many people struggle because they live at the edges of life. Too much stress, too little rest, too much desire, too much avoidance. When you push yourself too hard, your mind and body suffer. When you avoid challenges, you miss growth and understanding. The middle way guides us to find the space in the center where health, peace, and wisdom grow naturally. In daily life, this balance looks like simple choices. It means eating with awareness, not starving nor overeating. It means working diligently, but also taking time to relax and recharge. It means speaking truth kindly, not harshly nor falsely. It means practicing kindness without losing yourself in others' problems. The Buddha's middle way is not rigid or fixed. It changes with time, place, and person. What is balanced for one may be different for another. The important thing is to stay aware, to keep tuning into your heart and mind, to notice when you're tipping too far in any direction. To live this way is to bring peace to the restless mind. When you are caught between fear and desire, anger and forgiveness, doubt and faith, the middle way is the gentle path that shows how to hold these opposites without falling into either. It invites you to rest in a calm center where you can see clearly and act wisely. Imagine a tightrope walker crossing a high wire. To succeed, the walker cannot lean too far forward or backward. Every tiny movement matters. The middle way is like this. It calls for balance, presence, and trust. The journey may be difficult at times, but the steady focus brings strength and freedom. This teaching is not about avoiding hardship or pain. The Buddha never said life would be easy. Instead, he showed how balance helps us face difficulties with courage and calm. When you walk the middle way, you learn to accept life as it is, without resistance or escape. It means accepting your mistakes without guilt, your successes without pride. It means knowing when to hold on and when to let go. It means being gentle with yourself and others, even when the world feels harsh. The middle way is also a path of wisdom. When we see life clearly, we understand that extremes are illusions, that good and bad, pleasure and pain, joy and sorrow are all part of the same whole. This understanding brings freedom from suffering, because you stop fighting what is natural. In practice, this way asks for mindfulness, being fully present in each moment. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you speak, speak with kindness and truth. This simple attention is the foundation of the middle way. It helps you avoid extremes by keeping you grounded in reality. The Buddha's life was a perfect example of this teaching. After years of searching, he found balance not by choosing one side or the other, but by creating a new way. This path has helped millions find peace in their hearts, calm in their minds, and clarity in their lives. If you feel lost or overwhelmed, remember the river flowing calmly between its banks. You too can find this flow in your life. It does not require perfect control, only gentle guidance and awareness. The middle way invites you to move beyond judgment, beyond the idea that you must be one thing or another. Instead, it asks you to accept the messy, beautiful reality of being human. It asks you to live with an open heart and a clear mind, embracing both joy and sorrow without clinging to either. As you practice this way, you may notice a quiet strength growing inside. You become less swayed by fear, less trapped by desire. You learn to respond to life with balance, patience, and compassion. This balance also extends to how you relate to others. When you avoid extremes, you become more understanding and forgiving. You see that everyone struggles in their own way, and you treat others with the same care you give yourself. The middle way is freedom from extremes, but it is also freedom to be fully yourself. It does not ask you to change who you are, but to become more aware of who you truly are beneath all the noise and distraction. This path is alive, always changing, always growing. It invites you to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep coming back to the present moment. No matter what happens, you have a steady ground beneath your feet. So, when you find yourself caught between two difficult choices, remember the middle way. When your mind races toward worry or desire, breathe deeply and find your center. When you feel pulled by anger or sadness, gently return to calm awareness. The middle way is a quiet teacher, speaking softly in every moment. It invites you to walk with care, with wisdom, and with an open heart. This is the path to true peace, a peace that does not depend on outside things but arises from within. Living this way is not about perfection, but about presence. It is about waking up to life as it is, not as you wish it to be. It is about moving through the world with kindness, clarity, and balance. The Buddha's middle way is not just a teaching, but a way of being. It is a way to live fully, deeply, and freely. Living the Dharma, integrating Buddha's lessons in daily life. Now, as we come to the end of this long journey through the teachings of Buddha, it is time to reflect deeply. The lessons we have explored are not just stories or ideas to think about once and forget. They are meant to be lived, to be felt in your heart, to change the way you breathe, speak, and move through your days. This is the true meaning of living the Dharma, the way, the truth, and the path. Many people think that the Buddha's teachings are difficult, or that they belong only to monks and sages. But the real Buddha showed us something simple and beautiful. These teachings are for everyone. For the farmer who wakes before dawn, for the mother caring for her children, for the worker in the city, for you and me. The Dharma is alive wherever there is breath and awareness. To live the Dharma means to practice kindness when it is easy and when it is hard. It means to watch your thoughts carefully, not to be carried away by anger or jealousy. It means to find peace in the middle of chaos and to be gentle with yourself when you stumble. The path is not perfect, but it is real, and every small step matters. Remember, the Buddha never asked us to be perfect. He asked us to be awake. To notice the moments when we choose peace instead of anger, compassion instead of hate, patience instead of frustration. These moments build a life of wisdom and joy. This is the practice every day. Think about your breath right now. Notice how it moves gently in and out. This breath connects you to all living beings. When you are mindful of this breath, you are already living the Dharma. You are already walking the path Buddha showed. In daily life, challenges will come. Old habits will try to pull you back into worry or sadness. But with the teachings in your heart, you have a light to guide you. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and breathe. Remember the Buddha's words. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Your true home is inside you, in a place untouched by storms. The lessons you have learned are not magic spells. They are tools. Tools to help you clear the mind and soften the heart. Tools to help you see the world as it truly is, always changing, always connected. When you use these tools, you begin to live with less fear and more love. Do not be discouraged if the path seems long. The Buddha himself spent many years searching before he found enlightenment. What matters is that you keep going step by step with patience and courage. Each moment of awareness brings you closer to freedom. Living the Dharma means embracing the middle way, not clinging to pleasure, not pushing away pain. It means accepting life as it comes, with open hands and an open heart. It means trusting that even in difficulty, there's a lesson and a chance to grow. Look around you. Everything changes. The seasons, the people, the places. This is the truth Buddha taught again and again. Impermanence. When you accept this deeply, you stop fighting reality. You stop holding too tightly to things that slip through your fingers like water. Instead, you learn to flow with life's currents, finding peace in the present moment. Compassion grows naturally when you see that others suffer just as you do. The Dharma calls us not only to heal ourselves, but to reach out with kindness to all beings. When you help another person smile, you help yourself. When you forgive, you free your heart. This practice of loving kindness is not always easy. It takes effort to respond to the world with gentleness. But each act of kindness, no matter how small, changes the world. You are a light in the darkness, a ripple in the vast ocean. So, carry these lessons with you beyond this video. Let them breathe in your daily life, in your work, your family, your quiet moments alone. Let them shape your actions, your words, and your thoughts. Let the Buddha's wisdom become part of your being. If you ever feel lost or tired, return to this teaching. Life is a precious chance to awaken. Each day is new, each breath a gift. Walk your path with courage and love. And remember, you are never alone. The Buddha's light shines within you and all around you. Before we finish, if you have found these lessons helpful, please like this video, share it with those who need it, and subscribe to Wisdom Writings. Your support helps us continue spreading this ancient wisdom in a modern world. Please drop your thoughts in the comments. We truly value your voice. And to stay connected with peace and positivity, kindly comment Namo Buddhaya below. Let this be your reminder of the Buddha's eternal presence in your life. Thank you for walking this path with us. May your days be filled with peace, your heart with kindness, and your mind with clear understanding. The Dharma is alive, in you, in me, in every moment.